My name is Scott Kollins, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Aura. So Aura is a sort of all-in-one solution to help families stay safe online, and that ranges from everywhere from adults keeping their identity and their financial transactions safe to keeping their kids safe online. So our medical ops team at Aura we are small but mighty in part because we're new. So I joined the company less than a year ago, immediately hired 2 people. We are in the process now of bringing on another 6 people, I think. And we're sort of a range of backgrounds. So I'm a clinician, I'm a clinical psychologist. We now have 2 other clinical psychologists on my team. We also have sort of project managers to help with some of the research aspects that I can talk about in a couple of minutes. And then we've just hired a data scientist, even though Aura has a data science team sitting in a separate part of the company. We have one that's now embedded in our group to specifically work on the initiatives that we're leading. I think there's probably 2 major things that my team is responsible for in the company, and as we grow, we'll continue to be more and more responsible for. The first is our product. We are building next generation, very innovative tools to help parents and kids keep an eye on what kids are doing on their devices. Monitoring sort of what they're doing, how often they're doing it, who they're interacting with. A lot of these questions that back before smartphones, parents just did it intuitively. They'd say, whose house are you going to and what are you going to be doing? We're now building these tools into the product so that can be done automatically through the device. And not in an invasive or surveillance kind of way for the kids. This is as much for the kids and to help them learn about being good digital citizens as anything else. So in our role in the development of that product is to make sure that everything that we're doing is developmentally and medically sound, that we are providing information that is based on good research, good science, good clinical practice. And so really being embedded and integrated from a clinical and scientific perspective with our product and design group, that's a really exciting place to be in. And we're really fired up about a lot of the features that we're going to be rolling out over the next 2 to 12 months. The other big initiative that's kind of related to that is all of the research that my team is leading. So prior to me joining the company, because we hadn't started this particular initiative around kids safety, this didn't exist. So we've come in and, like I said, we want to make sure that what we're building in product has a really good, solid, rigorous scientific foundation. Some of that comes from looking out into the literature and what other people have published and what do we know. Some of that we're going to generate ourselves because not all of the science that's out there is as good as what we want to inform our product. So we launched a few months ago, we launched a large nationwide clinical study so that we can look at how kids are using their devices and how that relates to their mental well-being and mental health. And we will use the results of that study to inform our product development. But running a study like that takes person power. And so that's part of what the job is of our team. And then broadly, we work to combine those 2 initiatives. So all the data and all the research that we're doing and making sure that that's making its way into useful and value-added products for parents and for kids. Really, the roles that we are filling now and probably in the near future, they're going to be roles to help support the people that I've already brought in. And so what that interview process typically is going to look like is more, in the weeds, matching up experience and skill set to whatever job description that we might have with the person that's hiring and with the person who is sort of the direct report. But that is going to scale up. My team is still small enough where I don't I'm not a micromanager, but I like to meet people that are going to be on my team because I think that fit from an interpersonal and an excitement perspective is really important. So that's another part of the interview, is to sort of zoom out from a, just team culture perspective, and have a conversation with me and sometimes even other members of our leadership. The culture within our team sort of maps on really well to the broader culture. I think that if I had to sum it up like in a word or two, I would say passion and urgency. So we on the urgency front, I mean, Aura traditionally, it's been a high growth company, building really cool products, moving fast in the tech space. With this new initiative, we want to continue to move fast, but we've got to make sure that we're doing it properly because we're talking about kids' safety. But we gotta move. There's a lot of challenges out there that we are trying to solve, that we're trying to help parents solve. So I personally feel like I almost an uncomfortable sense of urgency, like we can't get this stuff out there soon enough. And then that is sort of tied up with the passion. If you're not in this to help solve the bigger problem, it's not gonna feel right probably. We have watched for the last 10 years, parents and kids stumble and sort of be like wandering around in the dark in terms of understanding what the impact of this sort of new world of having devices every single minute of every single day, and what that means for their development, what that means for their mental well-being. I really think we are on the cusp of starting to really have insight into how we can better understand that, manage it, give information back to parents and kids to start to change course, start to turn the dimmer switch a little bit up on where people are wandering around. So I think now is as good a time as ever, and all the while leveraging all of the new technology and sort of analytic techniques, machine learning, AI, building that into our products. And that's where we intersect with the bigger mission of Aura, is that we really deeply recognize the direction that the world is moving from an automation and AI standpoint. And we really want to leverage that as much as we can, not just to be a buzzword, but to really make sure that it's sort of in the fabric of all the products that we're developing. So it's an exciting time to be here.